Our Buy Brandon campaign is a way for the chamber to put some excitement into our residents and our community about how important it is to spend your dollars here in Brandon.
The Buy Brandon campaign is very important for the city of Brandon. Here in South Dakota, most cities rely heavily on sales tax, much more than in other states. Without sales tax, we wouldn't be able to operate. You wouldn't have people plowing your snow. You wouldn't have a police department. You wouldn't have parks or park improvements. So it is essential that people buy in town. The more you buy in town, the more local sales tax comes into our coffers, the more things that we can do to improve your quality of life in Brandon.
Last year's Buy Brandon campaign went excellent. We did really good with the sales tax revenue, which now this year we get to reap the rewards of everyone buying Brandon.
Sales tax revenue was a little over $3.3 million last year. It was an increase over the previous year, and we have continually increased each year. We use that money for park improvements such as the Sunrise Playground surfacing, the transit bus system. Last year we did also buy a new bus. Our original bus was getting aged and old. We also use that for debt service and some equipment for different departments. With the money we bought a plow truck, which helps plow our streets in the winter months, and we also bought a loader.
One of the upsides to closing the pool this summer is we planned on doing a $1.6 million renovation down at the pool to include a new kiddie pool, some play features in the pool, as well as upgrading some equipment, expanding some of the lounge areas.
The Chamber's $5 challenge goes hand in hand with buying Brandon. It's as simple as just making it a priority to spend $5 a week right here in Brandon. By spending $5 extra a week, it does make a huge impact in our community. If you live in Brandon, like myself and my family do, I challenge you to make it a priority to spend your dollars right here in our community.
Go hot, and whoever's going to announce usually play-by-play starts off.
Now this meet our starting defense for Brandon Valley. And defensive tackle number 5075, a 180-pound senior, Dominic Tucker. And one defensive end number 4, a 5'11", 200-pound senior, Owen Warren. And the other defensive end number 84, a 6'5", 210-pound senior.
Well, Eric, it looks like it's going to be a great night. We don't have that wind that we had at the beginning of the week.
No, it's gotten a lot better as the day went on. It was really windy earlier, but it's a pretty nice night right now. A little cool, but it'll be okay here. It's football weather. It's October in South Dakota. Tonight we got the Lynx hosting Rapid City Central. Guests from Rapid City Central. The Lynx come in at 7-0. Rapid City Central, I believe, comes in at 1-6. It should be actually a pretty good football game. We'll see what pans out.
Well, I would think, one of the things I was thinking about today, for Rapid City, Brandon Valley's going to have a different quarterback tonight, and I got to think Rapid City's going to try to come after him. He's only a sophomore, but I think Jack can hold himself. He's played in enough games. So I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. The nice thing they have to fall back on is they got that big offensive line when they go into that pro eye set and then just run ISO like crazy. They've been really successful doing that. Those guys up front really know how to move people. And that bodes well as you get into October and November games and you get the cold days and the windy days.
Well, and I think it really came to play, when they played Lincoln. They had the rain going on here, and, they went into that running game, and, boy, the offensive line just got confidence, and they know they can do the job now. They don't have to throw every down.
Legion Post 131. God bless our veterans and active military and all they do for our nation and our local communities. Proper etiquette is for you.
We'll take a pause here for the national anthem.
And put your right hand over your military personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Playing our national anthem will be the Brandon Valley Trumpet Line under the direction of Drum Major Nicole Hansen. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. It was better last week.
That national anthem was played by the Brandon Valley Trumpet Section. I'm not a music major, but they did an excellent job.
Yep. I'd like to take a little time here. We're going to thank some of our sponsors here, our anchor sponsors for tonight, Avera McGreevy of Brandon, Sanford Clinic Medicine of Brandon, Service First FCU, Sanford Orthopedics. Founding sponsors, Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Foods, and Today's Family Dentistry. Platinum sponsors, Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, and Midco Communications. And our pride sponsors are Architecture Incorporated, Henkel Electronic Materials, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. Thanks to all those people that make everything you get to watch and listen to available. Looks like we're going to go toss the coin here. The captains are getting ready to head out towards the midfield, and we'll see which way this game gets kicked off.
You know what a lot of people don't probably even know is that the decision has already been made. A lot of times they will get the captains, while they're warming up, and they'll make the decision. The captains, they'll flip the coin. They'll figure it out. So the coaches already know if they're going to kick off or, if they're going to receive and what end they're going to receive on.
Yep.
So this is basically a mock.
Yep, ceremonial.
Brandon Valley's in their black jerseys with their black helmets. Rapid City's in their white jerseys with their red helmets. And their squad is, in numbers, not quite as big as Brandon Valley's right now.
No, it looks like maybe 25 or so kids made the trip.
City has won the toss. Elected to
Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of players going two ways. So, that's going to help them stay fresh and maybe be less injury prone as opposed to somebody that's playing two ways. If you have 5 or 6 guys playing two ways, you're running a risk.
Yep. Yeah, you lose one guy and you lose 2 spots. That makes it tough. So the Cobblers are going to start with the ball. They'll be going from left to right. Lynx will kick off.
Zach Brummels.
Zach Brummels, the kicker, yep.
Taking off for Brandon Valley, number 15, Zach Brummels.
We'll tee it up here on the left hash, and we'll get underway here.
Lane Darrow, senior, will be back returning. He's all by himself.
Brummels has typically got a pretty good leg, so I'm fairly confident that's where it's going to end up. And he's going to get a chance. He brings it up the right boundary. Slips a little bit. He had a little bit of a gap there. He's down about the 18-ish yard line, 18, 19-yard line, somewhere in there.
And I'm not sure anybody's going to get the tackle.
No,
He went down on his own.
I think you're right. He had that seam, and it was just a little bit too far to his right, and his momentum was going left. Ryan Wetch lines up as the quarterback. He's going to go up under center. They're in the I. They're playing note. Well, they got a flex tight end, I guess you'd describe that as. Yep. Looks like they're going power to the right side. Maybe got a yard, maybe 2.
On the carry number 2, Silvernagel. For correction number 24, Lane Darrow.
That was Lane Darrow on the carry.
On the tackle number 57, Tucker. A 1-yard gain on that play.
Second down and 9. Ball centered right at the 20. Okay, he's in the gun this time. Still got the flex tight end.
Yep.
Split backs
Twins
beside him.
Twins to the right.
Inside counter, he's got nice move. Number 4.
I think he's got the first down.
Yep. Seth Davis. Yep, chains are moving. He got just enough. That was a pretty good play.
Yeah, it was. He had the Twins to the right. He was really strong to his right side, and he ran the counter back to the weak side.
Let's see if he comes back. Same formation again, it looks like.
Yep.
Yep. Exact same formation. They're on the left hash now. Goes a little RPO there.
Well,
just need to maybe get that zipped out of there a little quicker.
yeah, that had a lot of loft on it.
Yep.
Coming on the play number 2, Sam.
Trent Beesby really had a break on the ball. He almost had a chance for a pick there.
Second down and 10.
Cobblers break the huddle. 2nd and 10. Looks like we're back into the eye. Goes ISO left side. He's got a little room. There's a bunch of guys there to make a play. He gained about 2 or 3, maybe 4 yards. Looks like.
Yeah, the Lynx were all over that. It's probably easier to say who wasn't on the tackle because everybody else was there.
Gain of 4 yards on that play. Third down and 6.
3rd and 6. Ball staying on the left hash.
Between down for the sophomore quarterback. Looks like they're coming on a blitz.
Runs that counter, that same one that was
Same
successful
counter.
previously. Yep, he gets the first down.
On the carry number 24, Lane Darrow.
Lane Darrow again on that play. Second time they've run that. Equal success both times.
Yeah, you must see something on the weak side.
Made by number 7, Max Van Weston. Not before a Cobbler first down. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line.
1st and 10 on the 42, left hash. They come up out of the huddle, and he's back in the gun. Twins to the right. That kid's got some
He does. He has
shape
some
to
good
him.
moves.
He really does. That's Darrow again.
26, Grayson Bortnell.
Almost a pickup of 6, probably
Yep.
5.
Yep, long 5.
You know, this is exactly what Rapid City coach wants. He's controlling the ball.
Yep.
And
And running the clock.
And he's got a sophomore quarterback, so he's not putting a lot of pressure on his quarterback to have to throw the ball to
Nope.
get the first down.
Nope. Take the decision making out for him. Now they come out trips left in the gun. Put it back on the ground.
Another
That's
first
Seth
down.
Davis, I think,
Yeah.
gets a first down. Nice run. Those two backs they have are both really nifty. They don't ever take a good shot.
Tackle made by number 4, Owen Warren. Not before a Cobbler first down. Ball spotted at the Lynx 47-yard line.
Rapid City's got, they got 3 seniors in that offensive line, so they've been here before. They know what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah, everything's getting blocked really pretty well. Now he's in the pro eye again. He's been their ISO set. Comes off tackle. Yes, they
Boy.
got a nice gap there. They're moving people up front.
Yeah, that's
and they're
Lane
creating
Darrow. I'll tell you what,
seams.
Seth Davis, the fullback, did a great job on a block. He kicked out that defensive end, and You know, Darryl just ran the ball right inside that block, so they're doing a fine job.
Good enough for a Cobbler first down. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line.
1st and 10, 34-yard line. Plus side for Rapid City Central. Right hash. He's in the eye again with the Twins right. He's got the lone receiver to the field. He runs the same play to the weak side again. Gets about 4, maybe. 2nd and 6.
Number 2 on the tackle.
Boy, for Rapid City, you know, being able to run the ball like this, it avoids your quarterback getting sacked and ending up with a 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 19.
Yeah.
They have been in.
They've had good manageable spots every time they take a snap.
Every time. When it's 3rd down, it's 3rd and short. It's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Let's see if the Lynx here can make a play to put them in a long yardage situation, or if they keep just grinding away at them. Central took a timeout, I believe. Yep, he took a timeout. Didn't like something he saw there. I don't know if he didn't like the way we were lined up or the way his kids were out there. But anyway, it's a good time. I like the timeout because they've got momentum and they don't want to, just like you were saying, they don't want to go to a 3rd and 13 because something gets done that they don't want.
Well, and if I'm Matt Christensen, that's a great timeout for me too, because now I can get my defense in and I can talk to them and say, okay, guys.
Yep.
If you thought this was going to be easy, it's time to wake up now.
Yep.
So, and, you know, Brandon Valley's, you know, one guy away from making a good play and getting them in that position where it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know, you know, with the way he's running the ball, if even trying to stunt or blitz any of your linebackers is really going to help, because you could blitz yourself right out of a situation.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of blitzing run teams because your kids get so lathered up if they're blitzing that they just close their eyes and run by things.
Right.
So if you want them up there, just put another guy in the box. He's out of the gun now. He's got trips right. Back to pass. Throwing the fade to the single side, and he caught it. Holy cow, that was a great comeback route.
Yes, it was. I'll tell you what.
The corner was there. Just didn't get his hips rolled quick enough, and the receiver made a great play on the ball.
The receiver really came back. I wouldn't call it a back shoulder reception. I just think he underthrew it.
I agree with you 100% on that. But the kid really did a nice job of adjusting to the ball. So we're 1st and goal here.
I would say we're
6-yard line about?
I'd say we're going to get a steady dose of the running play again.
Yep. They're really heavy now. They run that inside counter again. Probably got a couple, 3 maybe.
On the carry, number 4, Seth Davis.
Seth Davis on that carry again. Those guys they're good at avoiding contact for as long as they can. They got good hips, both those backs do, and very elusive.
You really don't get a shot at them.
No.
You know, you don't get a clean hit.
Nope. About just under 6 minutes left in the quarter. The Cobblers have had the ball the entire time and just methodically driving it downfield. He's in the gun now. He's heavy up front. 2 backs in the backfield. Quarterback draw. He's close. I don't know. Did the ball come out? I couldn't tell.
I don't think so.
Boy, they're right down there.
Yeah, the side judge, you know, right away he signaled that he wasn't in.
Yep.
So I don't think there was a fumble.
Nope, I didn't see a beanbag or anything come out.
But they are, boy, I don't even know if they're on the 1. They could be on the half-yard line.
Yeah, it's right there.
He's in the shotgun. I'm kind of surprised, you know.
Going quarterback again. That
Oh,
time the Lynx made a play.
there, you know.
I don't know that I understand that with the way those backs were running.
Yeah, and that's 2 times in a row the quarterback has run the ball. 4th down.
They're about the 3-yard line now, it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to go, which I'm all in favor of when you're 1 and 6 and you've done
Yeah, you
so
don't,
well to get to this point. He's up under center now.
He's
Oh, no, he's not. He's in the gun.
Yeah, he's in the gun. He's got.
Grant faked the counter. Threw the out. Oh, knocked away. Good play. Good play out there. He had a chance
He
to
had a
pull
chance.
it in.
I think he bobbled it, and then it
Noah
got knocked
Thompson,
away.
I think, tipped that down.
Complete. Brandon Valley will take over first and 10.
Well, I like going for it without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
now Brandon Valley's got a long field. Now we have to see what their defense is going to do.
Brandon Valley quarterback number 12, Jack Dewey.
As I peruse their roster, I do find a kicker on there. Jackson Vermundenson is their kicker. He's a sophomore. It's maybe a tough spot to put a sophomore in there. Lynx come out. In the eye. Comes right up the middle.
Yeah. Is that Johnson?
George Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan. Yep. He comes over and gets the play.
Gain of 7 yards on that play.
Picked up 7. This would be a nice time now for the Lynx to answer that drive with a drive of their own. Take it 90-plus yards. Comes out in the eye again. Little sprint out.
Yeah.
Christian Jefferson?
First
Am I right
down.
on that?
Dewey's pass was caught by Ben Carroll, number 80. Good enough for a Brandon Valley first down.
Those red numbers on that black jersey they're difficult to see.
That was Peyton Carroll on that catch. We're in the eye again. He's got a wing back sitting tucked behind the tight end. Run the kick out play. Down the left sideline. One more guy to beat. Really nice run. No flags. That's a great play. Jordan Johnson. Really blocked well. This is exactly what the Lynx need at this moment. Their defense bent a little, and they didn't break. Now it's time for the offense to get something back here. That added a little excitement to the Lynx sideline, get the kids going a little bit.
Yeah, Micah Nelson did a great job on the block there, too.
Got the eye, got the wing back tight end side. Now he motions him across. That's Carroll. Resets to the right side. And the play action. He's got a
Wide
receiver
open.
in the flat. Yeah, it is hard to see those red numbers on the black jerseys.
Dewey's pass caught by number 82, Micah Nelson.
Micah Nelson. First down for the Lynx, just outside the 10, it looks like.
Not before a first down. Ball spotted at the 10-yard line.
No, he's laying the stick down. It's goal to go. Must be right on the 10.
It'd be interesting to see if he goes in motion again because they chased that motion, which tells you they're in
now
man-to-man.
they're jumping 2 of them over this
and they're,
time.
They're doing the same thing. So that's going to pretty much tell Coach Christensen they're playing man-to-man in that secondary. If they're chasing that man in motion, that kind of tips your hand a little bit.
Yep. They run that power right behind those 2 guys they just jumped across, and now they're going quick. I like that. I've seen them do that before.
Boy, that's a heavy formation
Yep.
there.
Here comes Jordan.
Yeah.
Yep, he's in.
He's untouched.
Yep, that was blocked well.
Yeah.
Offensive line really answered the bell there.
On the carry, number 28, Jordan Johnson for the Lynx touchdown.
Now we'll see if Rapid City Central can come back and establish the same thing they had going. I mean, they had some good things going, just couldn't quite punch it in. I do like the fact that they went for the touchdown and not the field goal. Right now, maybe they're wishing they had 3 on the board, though. Extra point appears to be good, and the Lynx are up 7-0. 2:12 left in the first quarter. One possession, one long possession for each team.
You know, it's easy to sit here and be critical, but I think the Rapid City coach might want to rethink running that quarterback when he gets down there again. He ran the ball awfully well the entire length of the field.
Yeah.
And then almost like changed philosophy when he got down
Yep.
there to the goal line.
Yeah, those two backs they have are really elusive, and I mean they're not the big fullback kind of kid that's going to bust in for a yard, but they're getting yards. We just need to create those small seams.
Kicking off for Brandon Valley, number 15, Zach Brummel. Back deep for the Cobblers, number 24, Lane Darrow.
Well, Lane did a good job the first time. He just kind of slipped and fell, and he's one of those elusive backs. So
Yeah.
if he can keep his feet, maybe he'll have another opening.
Yep, he had a seam the last return. Brummel's kick.
He's going to return that one,
Get
too.
it about the 8-yard line, comes up the right sideline. He's got a little seam again. He's a tough kid.
He is a tough kid.
Does
I'll
not
tell you
quit
what.
on the play. Up to about the 29-yard line, it looks like.
Stop made by number 2,
Cobblers will bring their offense back on the field. Lynx defense is already set.
Thompson. Cobblers will be first.
Well, right now, Rapid City does not look like a one-win
No,
team.
they do not.
You know, they're moving the ball well defensively. You know, we knew Brandon Valley was going to be tough on offense.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yep. And the Lynx kind of chipped away on that drive, except for that big run by Jordan. Come out on in the eye, goes back to what he was doing well, and it's still working.
It's still working. Yeah, it is. It's
Don't trick yourself. If you got something that works.
Carry number 24,
Second and
Darrow.
long 4, probably.
Six-yard gain on that play. Second down.
Cobblers come out in the eye again, pro eye. He's got the tight end on the field side. Oh, that ball's on the ground.
on the
I think
ground.
the Lynx got it.
yeah.
Yep. I don't know. It almost looked like the back was surprised he was getting
Yeah,
it.
it really did. I'm not sure he was ready for it.
I don't know if he thought maybe it was supposed to be a play action boot.
Spotted at the 35-yard line. First down and 10, Brandon Valley.
That's definitely a momentum swinger right there, especially if they can punch this in. Lynx come out, though. He's in the gun, empty. He's got four hitch routes, 1 vertical and 3 hitches. He just threw it on the wrong side of the hitch guy. So I don't know if the curl went the wrong way or if he threw the ball to the wrong side. It's 2nd and 10. Still good.
You know, I want to check when Rapid City comes back out. I'm not sure if that was their starting quarterback. It seemed to me like when the handoff was mishandled, it looked like number 14, a corner, or the safety, went back to that position. So I'm not sure the quarterback was even in there.
Okay. Carroll in motion. We're in the eye. Runs play action again. He's got a route on the boundary. Is that Micah Nelson?
The ball was caught by number 82, Nelson.
Yep.
Dewey. Seth Davis, number 4, knocking him out of bounds for the Cobblers.
Jackson doing a nice job. You know, he's keeping the ball, in the short flats.
Yep.
Rapid City's getting a little difficulty getting that linebacker out there to cover that.
Yeah, he's kind of freezing him up with that play action a little bit.
That really helps. And the backside guards pulling and giving him that extra protection out there. So
When you run the ball as well as Brandon does, it makes that short passing game so much more successful. Now they're in the eye again. He's going to run the power to the field side. He's got a little room. Peyton Egan.
On the carry, number 6, Peyton Egan.
It seems like in the games, I think I've watched every Lynx game this year, and it seems like they kind of go series by series with Jordan and Peyton. Just keep them fresh. They have similar skill sets. Jordan's a little bigger kid, I think. They're both shifty.
Yeah, Rapid City's made some adjustments. Number 14, Chase Anderson, he was playing linebacker. Now he's playing safety.
Goes Egan off the right side. He's going to be a little short, it looks like. The mark is about a yard short. Jace Anderson on the tackle.
Second down.
In the eye. Twins right. ISO. Peyton
Boy, I
Egan's
tell
going
you
to
what,
score.
yeah.
I believe. Nope, they're calling him short. I got players calling a touchdown. I got officials calling it short.
I'd probably go with the officials.
Yeah, I think they get to rule it. It was awfully close.
That's
Inside the one, now they got to go 99 yards the other way to run the next play.
Hey, fans, as a reminder, right now, the Just Spirit Night for the football team, they'll be passing around buckets for donations that will go directly to St. Luke's Cure Kids Cancer Foundation. Please give if you can.
Couple score updates from AAA. Roosevelt 35, Lincoln 7, end of the first half. Harrisburg, Jefferson 21-21 halftime. O'Gorman's up on Huron at the MAC 33-0, 11 minutes left in the third. Out west, Washington is on top of Stevens 7-0. They're just beginning second quarter. So the Lynx head to the other end. And they will have about a yard or less than a yard to gain to get into the end zone.
Ball be spotted at the 1 yard line. First down and goal for Brandon Valley.
I'm anxious to see if Rapid City stays in that 3-5 defense down here because I'll tell you what, you're giving those offensive linemen a running start at those linebackers,
Yep.
you know, when you have 5 of them, and
It's hard to make a play when your feet are
it really is.
3 yards in the end zone. Comes out in the eye, double tight. Peyton Egan runs into a wall of cobblers. I almost think he had a little bit more of a seam. His lead back went outside a little farther, and he chose to cut it inside slightly. And there were a few cobblers waiting for him there. Second down, about the same spot on the field.
Yeah, this is about where Rapid City decided to let the quarterback keep it. So
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon Valley's going to run that. I see a steady diet of Johnson here.
There we go. They jumped the 2 over. Strong to the right side here. They're going to run right off those guys. He's in. He's in. Peyton Egan.
Peyton Egan for the Brandon Valley touchdown. Rumbles number 15 into kicked extra point. Holding number 3, Sam.
That was a little shorter drive for the Lynx that time based on the field position they start off after that turnover. It's still a really well put together drive. Everything's clicking. That offensive line is talented. Brummels drives it right down the middle, and the Lynx are up 14-0 at 11-13 in the second quarter.
You know, I think this is something that is going to really benefit Brandon Valley because they're going to go into a great game next week, and I think their offensive linemen are going to have to really play well.
Yeah.
Next week it's going to be more of a smash mouth football game.
Yeah, I've watched Harrisburg play a couple times, and they're big. Both sides of the line, they're big kids. So it will be a test for the Lynx. And that game could potentially be for the 1 seed in the playoffs.
Yep.
Right now, I think Harrisburg's in a tie, but
24, Lane Darrow.
Brummel's putting the ball down on the tee on the left hash. Seth Davis is deep to receive for the Cobblers. He's going to get a shot from about the 6. Got a little crease on the right side. Their kick return game is pretty decent.
I tell you, they run it to the right, so they
Yep.
have that down pat.
Yep.
They're going to start at the 32 again. I mean,
Yep.
they really have good field position.
Made by Grayson Gorton of number 26. Cobblers will take over first and 10 at the 33-yard
Okay.
line.
Ryan Welch, the sophomore, is back at quarterback.
Comes out in the pro eye. He's got one receiver to the weak side stretch way out on the field side. They run the ISO up the inside, and not for much there. Maybe a half yard. That was Lane Darrow on the carry, I believe. Be 2nd and 9.
Tackle made by number 32, Damon Fisher.
Damon Vischer on the tackle for the Lynx.
1 yard gain on that play.
Yeah, right about now, I think Brandon Valley is going to say this sophomore quarterback's going to have to prove he can beat us with his arm.
Yep.
I think they're going to take the running game away.
Fill the box.
He's back and gun by himself. And here comes
Here
the
they
blitz.
come. Oh, had a chance for a pick there.
Pass was intended for Jackson Fairchild.
Through the hands of Fairchild, and then a couple guys had a chance to at least get a hand on it. Ended up on the ground. Yeah, the Lynx lined up that time defensively, and no guy had his heels behind 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's about as much bodies in the box as you can possibly load. 3rd and long. 34-yard line. He's in the gun. He's got trips to the field. He runs a little speedo for about a yard.
On the carry number 43, Sawyer Southman.
That should make you happy, Kleiny. They ran a little option there.
Yeah, that was a little option.
Right there by number 4, Owen Warren. 4th down. Back deep for Grand Valley, number 6, Egan.
Peyton Egan back to return the punt.
And he's dangerous.
High snap. He does a good job fielding it. Gets kickoff. Oh, he just about
Yeah, he
got
broke
out of that. Needs a tearaway jersey.
On the stop, Corbin Matson, number 6.
Corbin Matson with the tackle for Rapid City Central. I don't see a flag, but I see officials waving.
Yeah, so
We'll find out what it is here.
Illegal participation on the defense. 12 guys.
Oh. 12 men on the punt return.
and that's all they could get returned. Is that short yards?
You would think with one extra blocker. I don't know. Why did we not see a flag anywhere
Yeah, I
on the
don't
field?
know. I wondered if it wasn't this official here. On
Oh,
our
he might have
sidelines
just dropped it.
and
Yep, we
just
can't
dropped
see through it. Yep.
I don't think he threw it. Well, that's 15. Oh, wow.
That's substantial. First down.
After the penalty, be first down.
It's a drive saver for the Cobblers right there.
Ball at the 50-yard line.
Right in midfield here.
Well, pretty much for certain, I wouldn't have known what the penalty was. I just know the official was wrong.
Yep. Out of the gun, he runs the inside counter. Been one of the better plays they've had tonight
Yeah.
so far. He gets about long two, maybe three.
Southman. Tristan Neuenhouse on the tackle, number 41.
Tristan Neuenhouse with the tackle.
Gain of 3 yards on that play. Second down, 7.
Still got about 9 minutes left in the quarter. They got plenty of time to move this down the field, or Lynx got plenty of time to get a stop here. He's in the gun, backs on either side. Little play action. He's got a guy open.
Wow.
He's got a guy open. And he's in the end zone. I don't see any flags.
Nope, I don't either. I thought there might have been one on the far side. I thought maybe they jumped, but apparently not.
Yeah, the slot guy. I thought the slot guy went early, too.
I did, too.
Ryan Wetz for the Cobbler touchdown.
To a nice ball.
Yeah.
He just got behind the defense.
It's the risk you take when you load the box with bodies.
Yeah. Well, there goes my theory about making the sophomore throw the ball to beat you.
He threw that one well.
He just did. Nope. He missed it.
No good. And with your
Kick is no good. We're at 14-6, just under 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. That was a big answer by Rapid City Central.
It really was. And now we probably figured out why they didn't kick that field goal in the first series.
That might be right. Could be right. That's the kind of thing, though, when you're 1-6, you have to get some of those big plays like that. They're not just going to drive it. I mean, they did a good job their first drive, moving the ball on the ground, but they're not just going to be able to do that the whole game, I don't believe. So that was nice. It keeps it interesting.
And aided by that, illegal participation with 12 men. That was
yeah.
a huge penalty.
That really is.
against
I didn't
Brandon Valley.
realize that was a 15-yard penalty. Cobblers will kick off here.
Based on that extra point attempt, I might move my return man up a little bit. I don't know how far he can kick it.
Jackson Vermunson, a sophomore kicker for Rapid City Central here.
I was glad you said that name.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to avoid it, but I did. He did a good job, though, there. He kicked it inside the 10.
Uh-oh.
There goes Noah Thompson. He's got a little seam. He's still going.
Yeah.
He's really battling. That's a great return. They're outside the 40.
Yep.
on the tackle, number 33, Vermunson.
Kicker went down and made the tackle.
Down at the 41-yard line. Lynx will take over first and 10.
So now we'll see what kind of answer the Lynx offense has after the quick strike by Rapid City Central. See if they could just grind out 8 minutes and pop it in the end zone right before half here. So he comes out in the eye, heavy. Runs the power off the right side. He's got some room. Oh, nice cut, Jordan. Got a lot more room. Got a flag back about the line of scrimmage. I'm going to say it's probably coming back.
I got a feeling we have a holding penalty.
Yep. He's signaling holding offense. Shoot, that was a nice run.
It really was.
I didn't see the hold.
I'm hoping it wasn't on Navarro because I was just going to say he had a great block at that right tackle, but I don't know who it was. Boy, we were penalty free there for a long time.
Yeah, just in the last minute and a half, we've had two big ones.
Ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line.
So now we're 1st and 20. I think it's 1st and 20 on the 31-yard line. Who comes out in the gun? He's got one back.
Rapid City's going to a 4-man front now.
Yep.
So I think good swing route. Ooh, what a catch.
Got room.
What a catch.
And a run. What a run.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think the Rapid
Peyton
City.
Carroll. A couple of nifty moves after a fantastic catch.
Seth Davis, number 4, tripped him up.
Tackled there by Seth Davis finally.
Ball spotted at the Cobbler 38-yard line.
Lynx move it across midfield up to the 38, plus 38. 1st and 10.
the Rapid City Central corner felt he had the pick, and the receiver just cut right in
Yeah.
front of him.
So he's in the gun again. He's got two backs. Runs the counter to Jordan Johnson. Jordan's got he gets going quick in a hurry.
On the carry, Johnson.
It doesn't take him much time to get accelerated. He's a 0 to 60 guy pretty quick. That moves the chains again. That was blocked well.
87.
I could say that every play, I think,
Yeah.
that the Lynx run the ball.
Good there for Brandon Valley, first down. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line.
22-yard line, left hash. 7:23 to go. Comes out in a traditional pro set. I'm thinking ISO here. There he goes. Holy smokes, that was a nice run. Jordan Johnson, really well done.
On the carry, number 28.
It's 11 guys doing their job.
For the Lynx touchdown. And you kicked the extra point, number 15.
He is
Rummels.
such a bundle of energy. He just goes when he touches that ball. Brummel's on for the extra point. That was a pretty quick answer by the
Yeah,
Lynx.
it really was.
Spot is down.
Hit the
Looks like
upright.
he doinked the inside of it and got it through.
Bank shot.
And your score, Brandon Valley 21, Rapid City Central 6.
21-6, 7:06 to go in the second quarter.
Boy, if I'm Rapid City, I don't know where to go now. I played the 3-5, and they ran the ball against me, so I switched to the 4-3, and they ran the ball against me, so I'm not sure
Yep.
what
Well,
my next option is.
Yep, we had that big slant route by Carroll. That was a big chunk of that drive off a pass. And I think, I think part of the thinking of the coaching staff is we want to get Jack some throws too. We don't want to just hand it.
Right.
You've got to be able to do them both. He's throwing the ball well.
Number 24, Lane Darrell.
Yeah, and you better do it, I'd say relatively soon, because you could get to a point where you really don't want to throw the
Correct.
ball if
Yes,
the
in
game
this
gets
game,
out of hand.
I agree.
I wouldn't be surprised if he returns this to the right this time.
He's as predictable as Max Hawk at Yankton, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
A little knuckleball. I was going to say, son, let it
Yeah.
go out of bounds if
I was
you want to
gonna
do
say.
yourself a favor. He kind of wanted to grab it.
He
but-
did want to pick it up. But there we go. We're going to put Rapid City in good field position.
They have
to
not
start
been in a
again.
bad place all night
Oh.
with the ball.
At the 35. First down.
Ball spotted at the 35-yard line, first down and 10, Cobbler.
I really want him to throw the ball to number 1 out here because I want to say Mars Sailor's name.
Yeah.
But he hasn't thrown it to him yet. Back in that eye.
Yep. High formation. On the inside ISO. It's a 3-yard play.
On the carry, number 24, Darrell.
Aside from the fumble, Rapid City Central hasn't had a negative offensive play. I mean, everything they've done has been
Yep.
something positive.
Second down and 5 for the Cobblers.
2nd and 5, just inside the 40. 6:38 to go in the quarter. The play comes in from the sideline. They got 11. They got 10 on the play clock. He's going to have to hustle a little bit here. He's got trips left in the gun. He's running the counter to the weak side.
They just.
If they had one more block, that play was pretty good. They had one guy that created a change of route for that back.
Tackle number 57, also number 84, Jefferson.
I wonder if that's not some type of zone read because he starts this way and then he ends up cutting it back. But I don't see any tight end pulling across the formation
No.
to kick somebody out. I don't see a guard pulling. So I think he's just reading, the flow and then
Yeah,
cut back
just
against the grain.
Zone block it. Now he comes out in the eye. Inside ISO. Got a little push. Got enough for a first down.
Darrow, number 24, in the carry.
Yeah, if I'm Rapid City, Coach, I'm really happy with my offense.
Cobbler, first down.
They're doing everything they need to do.
Yeah.
Like you said, the fumble and then not being able to stuff it in on that first series.
Yeah.
They're controlling the ball.
Coming up the line. He's in the pro set again.
Well, he splits his receiver out wide.
Yes, he really
Wow.
does. And got a couple yards there.
Lane Darrow on the carry.
Yeah, he splits him out so far at the corner, almost disregards him
I know.
at the snap.
Gain of 3 yards on that play. Second down.
Yeah, that Darrow kid, he's only 5'8", 160 pounds.
Yeah, just a little.
He's a
jitterbug, yep,
Yes,
he
he
is.
is. But when they get a hold of him, they pretty much put him down.
Yeah. Here he comes again out of the eye. Lynx do have one safety back now. He had him.
They had him open.
Yep. The linebacker just got underneath enough that made him kind of rainbow it in there and made it a little bit harder pass.
Bring up a third down.
3rd and 7. This will be a test for them. They haven't had a lot of 3rd and +5s. See if MC brings some heat this time. The only thing that would throw a wrench into that is if he runs that inside counter again and you blitz right past
It'd be a great time to try to go on 2.
Yep. I've been watching Aaron Rodgers too much, Kleiny. Oh, he had him and dropped it. He was short. He was short anyway.
Pass was intended for number 87, Fairchild, incomplete.
That would have been an interesting scenario.
I don't know
Had
what he does.
Had he caught that,
Yep.
it would have been 4th and 2,
Yep.
4th and 1.5, and I don't know. I might have gone for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm mismatched.
I know you would have gone for it.
I had to fake the punt.
I would have been in strong disagreement, but you were the boss.
Now Brandon Valley burned a timeout.
I'm not sure what he's taken that one for.
No.
Update on some scores this evening. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Roosevelt 35, Lincoln 14. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Jefferson 24, Harrisburg 21.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. That brings the moan from the crowd.
Yeah.
Harrisburg's behind.
40, Huron 0. Sioux Falls, Washington 41, Rapid City, Stevens 0. That is being played out in Rapid City.
Okay, we'll see what Rapid City Central is going to do here. Assume they're punting.
No, I wouldn't assume that.
No, they're not. Oh, my
I
word.
wouldn't assume that unless he's going to drop back.
No, he's trying to draw him off. Is he going to do that and then burn a timeout here? Yep. Boy, if you're going to do that, well, don't you try it more than once?
Well,
It seemed like you should wait more than 3 seconds before you take the timeout. But
I don't know if I had done it after Brandon Valley call time.
No,
that might
no.
have been something they discussed.
yep, I'm sure they did. So now we'll see a punt. I'm fairly confident this time that we'll see a punt.
2 timeouts back to back. We could get our sponsors to donate more.
Bring up a fourth down.
All right, we're lined up to punt here. Snap is low this time. He gets a decent kickoff. Return comes right up the middle. Peyton Egan. Oh, we got a flag.
There's a rainbow flag coming in.
Oh,
that
shoot.
baby was airborne. I don't know what the referee saw, but
He
it
chucked
wasn't
from
near
the
him.
25-yard line.
I'm assuming that referee was a quarterback because he threw that thing pretty well.
Number 26.
A block in the back on the return. So that's coming back. Well, Lynx will go on offense here.
He didn't throw the flag far enough.
He couldn't quite throw it far enough. He was about 4 yards short. So they're going to start after all of that on the about where he caught the punt at about the 35-yard line. Well, that's all right. We still got just under 4 minutes to go. We got plenty of time to move it up the field.
Well, you can't have a 65-yard touchdown run if you're
No.
not on the 35.
Nope, you're starting inside the 10. Out of the eye with Twins. Inside ISO. Got a little bubbled there and kind of got cloudy for the back, and he didn't have any cut space. I think Rapid City Central sent a little pressure and happened to guess right in the gap that they were coming to. Fairchild on the tackle for the Cobblers. So we're 2nd and 9. He comes in with the play into the huddle. Lynx come up in the eye. Twins to the top side, tight end of the field. They're on the outside power. Peyton Egan.
Enough for the first down.
Right by the stick. Yep, officials waving it up. First down, 35-yard line. That was a nice run.
14, Jace Anderson.
We have a cobbler down.
Injured.
Look, it looks like Seth Davis, maybe.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah, it's number 4.
Yep.
He's the safety. You know when your safety's making a tackle, that's not a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll take a minute here and we'll read our sponsors again. Our anchor sponsors of Avera Medical Group, McGreevy of Brandon, Sanford Clinic Family Medicine of Brandon, Service First FCU, Sanford Orthopedics. Founding sponsors, Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Food Stores, Today's Family Dentistry. Platinum sponsors, Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, and Midco Communications. And the Pride sponsors, Architecture Incorporated, Henkel Electronic Materials, LLC, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. Thank you to all of those sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. We appreciate it. I know I appreciate it every week when I sit home in my garage and watch the Lynx on TV. And I love watching the volleyball team and the soccer team. I do go to the girls' basketball games. I don't watch those on TV. But it's a great thing for our city.
You know, we said earlier at the pregame that Rapid City didn't have a lot of guys going 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once you know, this is one of the guys that goes 2 ways.
You're
Now
right,
They've
he
lost
is.
2 positions, and you've lost a pretty decent blocker and a running back.
Yeah. Hopefully he's just lost for a minute here and we get him back.
I just think it's terrific how these high school kids, how they react to an injury, whether it's on their own team or the opponents.
Yep.
You know, they all kneel. They all feel bad, you know, whether it's your teammate or not.
Yep.
So it shows a lot of what our coaches do with our young men, you know, in these high schools. And I've seen numerous times tonight where a Brandon Valley kid will reach out his hand to help one of the Rapid City kids come up off the turf. I got him standing up.
He's up on his feet. It's hard to tell, and we're not going to take a guess here. He's walking off the field rather slowly. Hopefully we see him back on the field. He's a fun kid to watch play. So we'll see now. We've got first down, 10 to go. Ball's on the 45-yard line.
First down and 10 for Brandon Valley. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line.
Just over 3 minutes to play.
Looks like number 9, Eli Hemming, has come in to replace Seth at that safety position.
Lynx come out in the eye. They got the tight end, 2 tight ends, actually. Little play action. So he's looking. He's got to throw it away. He ran out of real estate there and is scrambled towards the sideline.
We got another flag.
And we do have a flag. So, and it's the flag that always ends up in holding in the offensive backfield there. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the backside linebacker had a great push. Came in pretty well scot-free, and I think that's what forced Jack out of the pocket.
Whippleby, offense, number 58. Repeat, first down.
After the penalty, the ball will be spotted at the 33-yard line.
So now we're first down on the 33.
First down.
First and 22. What's your favorite first and 22 play, Claney?
Draw. Actually, it'd be an option, but
Yeah.
oh, wow.
Hey, how about a
How
draw?
about a draw? Who called that?
Peyton Egan, there he goes.
Yeah, but see, mine was the first 20 play, not first and 22.
Jack Soderline on the tackle there. Yeah, draws a pretty good play there.
Ball will be spotted at the 49-yard line. Second down and
I might get back into coaching. I just need an armchair.
Second and 5 for the Lynx right at midfield. So he's in the gun. He's got one back beside him. He motion towards their sideline. Drops back. He's got the drag route across the middle. Sam Skolton was the intended target there. They were just off on their timing a little bit. Sam was going to hitch up, and Jack was assuming he was going to keep running across, it looked like.
Now, Seth is on the sidelines with his helmet off, and the trainers are still working with him.
for Brandon Valley.
So I'm not sure that's good.
All right, we got trips this side. Dewey's in the gun. He's got one back. Back to pass. Throws the out. Dylan Langrock on the catch. Moves the chains.
Yeah, there's a lot of cushion by that corner.
Good pass by Brandon Valley. Brandon Valley first down.
I don't even know
Ball
if it's
spotted
working.
at the 46-yard
I
line.
don't hear anything. I can hear you.
Dewey's in the gun again.
Comes the middle linebacker.
Oh, they're
Oh, wow.
sending a bunch. Oh, he's got
Oh,
him.
wow. Oh!
Right off Skolton's hands.
That is the one Jack needed. Jack needed that to be caught.
Yep, that ball was on the money. It was just up there, and Sam had too long to think about it, I think, maybe. That's right, he'll get another shot. Second and 10. Plus 36 on the left hash for the Lynx. Got a minute 50 to play in the half. Out of the gun, one back set again.
Delay game.
Delay, yep.
Penalty flag in the play. Live game on the offense.
That's it. Offensive lineman broke the huddle, and as they turned, they saw the play clock going down, and they really hustled up to the line of scrimmage, but just ran out of time.
After the penalty, ball spot at the 41-yard line.
So now we're out at the 41. Second down.
Second down.
Still got 10 seconds on the play clock. Dewey's in the gun. One back set again. Runs the draw. Just short probably of the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, he's a couple yards short of it. So it's going to be 3rd and 12 to 13.
I'm thinking we may see Skolton go right down the middle of the field again.
Yeah.
You know, they got one safety, and he's playing on the other side of the hash mark.
Yep.
And they got this safety's over here. I mean, there's nobody in the middle of the field.
Nope. There he is. Not in the middle of the field, but outside the hash. But he got him. That was a great catch, a great throw. First down, minute 13. Now they're going to go quick. Out of the gun, he's got trips to the field.
There he's
got him over the middle.
You just, there you put your safety in a bad
Carroll.
position.
Peyton Carroll with a touchdown. That was a good job by Jack of stepping back and looking at his choices and making the right choice. Absolutely made the right choice. Peyton ran a good route to get open. That was a big answer by the Lynx there again. Zach Brummels. Attempt the snap goes over Skolton's head. Brummels falls on it. That one was hot and high from the center.
Yeah.
And Skolton, who has great hands, was just...
I don't know if he's that tall.
You just don't anticipate that it's going to be up over the top of your helmet. So the Cobblers will have a minute and 1 second to see if they can advance this ball down the field. If things hold true, they'll probably start on about the 33-yard line.
Yep.
And have about 70 yards to go to get to the end zone. We'll see.
Kicking off number 15, Zach Brummels. Back deep for the Cobblers, number 24, Lane Darrow.
They got Lane Darrow back to receive this kick. They've done a good job on kick return tonight. Rapid City Central has.
Yeah, that was good. They almost forgot to put somebody for Seth Davis on their kickoff return team. He just came on.
He's going to get a shot from about the 9-yard line. He brings it out. And he's 27-yard line, maybe 28, something like that. So We'll see what they can do. I don't know why the clock is running.
Yeah, that's there we
Now
go.
they stopped it.
That's- And to be honest, I'm not sure Rapid City doesn't want it to run down this far. You don't want to do anything to
No.
give the Lynx another chance.
Yeah, the risk-reward factor down here is probably not in your favor. Runs the inside counter, which has probably been one of their better plays. The snap was a little low, and it was kind of a
The timing was definitely off on that thing.
The handoff wasn't quite clean, and by the time the back secured it, he was just trying not to get killed.
Short gain on that play, second down.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let this run out.
Yeah, they don't even have to snap
No,
it, do
they don't even have to snap it.
Yep, and that'll do it for the first half. Brandon Valley 27, Rapid City Central 6.
With your score, Brandon Valley 27.
A reasonably even game. I mean, as far as total offense, I would say, the score is not even by any means, but Rapid City Central's moved the ball well.
Yeah, I'm impressed with them. Brandon Valley has too much speed for them. They're getting behind their defensive back, so they've had some long passes. And those are things you need to shore up at halftime.
Yep.
If you're Rapid City's coach, and just say, hey guys, let's go out and play 0-0, and let's see what we can do. We know we can move the ball against them.
It makes it difficult to shore up your coverage when your starting safety is on the sideline.
Yeah,
too.
that's not helpful.
Well, we'll give you our platinum sponsor, or our sponsors again one more time here. Our anchor sponsors of Avera Medical Group, McGreevy of Brandon, Sanford Clinic Family Medicine of Brandon, Service First FCU, and Sanford Orthopedics. Thanks to you people. Founding sponsors, Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency Incorporated, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Food Store, Today's Family Dentistry. Those are our founding sponsors, our platinum sponsors. Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, and Midco Communications. And finally, our pride sponsors for Lynx TV, Architecture Incorporated, Henkel Electronic Materials LLC, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. 27-6. Other scores to pass along. Roosevelt up on Lincoln 42-14, start of the fourth. Harrisburg up on Jefferson 35-24, 11 minutes in the fourth. O'Gorman handled Huron tonight 46-0. That's a final at McEnany. The Warriors are taking care of business out west. They're up 42-0 on Rapid City Stevens. Less than 1 minute left in the second quarter. And our score here is Brandon Valley 27, Rapid City Central 6. We'll get you some double-A scores as well. Pierre TF Riggs 32-7 over Aberdeen Central. T-Area, who is really playing well, 32-0 over Spearfish. They're just having a great year in their first year of double-A football. Brookings is up on Yankton, up at South Dakota State, 14-7 at halftime. Mitchell and Watertown are in a battle. Mitchell's up 13-10 at halftime in Watertown. Douglas Belfouche, I've got no score. And Sturgis Brown, St. Thomas More does not start till after Stevens and Washington terminates.
The Lincoln score kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to be that lopsided at this point in time.
I tell you what, the team that is hot right now is Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 3-4, but they're just playing lights out. And that's going to make the playoffs so interesting. Because right now, if you look at a playoff matchup, O'Gorman Roosevelt.
There you go.
The 4-5 game,
Yeah.
right?
And again, there's two good teams that are right
Yep.
at 4 and 5, and could easily be, up in that third and second area.
Yeah, two teams that have a real strong tradition. They understand playoff football. It'll be exciting when playoffs roll around. If this score holds true and the Harrisburg score holds true, then next week Harrisburg comes to town and takes on the Lynx, and I mean that'll determine your 1 seed. And based on everything we look at, the 1 seed is going to play one of the 2 teams from Rapid City. I know Central and Stevens play the last game of the season. Traditionally, they do.
And I think one of those 2 won't make the playoffs, correct?
And, yep. And the other one becomes the 8th seed, based on us randomly guessing here a little bit. But after 7 weeks, it makes your guessing a little bit easier. And
it really doesn't matter what you did week 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's where you're at right now with your team, and if your team is starting to gel, and they're playing well, that fits into your favor a lot right now. Weather's going to play a factor without a doubt. This is South Dakota. So I think that bodes well again for Brandon Valley, because their offensive line is really playing well.
Yeah.
And, if you can keep the ball and run the ball and take it away from a team that throws it all the time, that's your best defense right there.
Yeah, you talk about teams being hot at the end. That's what we're talking about. Like Roosevelt right now is, probably playing as well as anybody. And right now they'd be a 5 seed if the playoffs were starting right now. And so it's just nobody's going to have an easy game in the first round. You're going to earn your way to the Dome, and you always do.
You always do. And winning a state championship really isn't hard. Getting there is the battle, without a doubt.
That's the trick.
That's the difficult part.
Yep. You only remember who wins the last game. Well, we're going to take a break here for a minute. We'll be back on Lynx TV shortly.
You bet.
I love this. I never do this.
No.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll come back. And welcome back to Lynx Football on Lynx TV. I am Ken McEwen with Mike Kleinitz and
Eric Foss.
Eric Foss, the two former coaches. I heard you guys had a few titles in your days back then.
I'm just glad you didn't say old coach.
I didn't say old coaches, but you guys, I've heard a lot about you guys, and that's amazing. And it's such a pleasure to have you guys up here. I know, folks, you're used to hearing me on play-by-play, but I'm going to have these two former coaches up here with me quite a bit as the Lynx move on to their end of their football season coming up here at the end of this game, and then going into Harrisburg, and then hopefully grabbing that one seed that Eric talked about earlier against Harrisburg next week. We're going to touch on our Lynx TV sponsors, and why don't you go ahead, Eric, with those?
Yeah, I got you. Anchor sponsors of Bear Medical Group, McGreevy of Brandon, Sanford Clinic Family Medicine of Brandon, Service First FCU, and Sanford Orthopedics. Thank you to you guys. Founding sponsors, Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency Incorporated, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Food Stores, Today's Family Dentistry. Platinum sponsors, Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, and Midco Communications. And finally, our pride sponsors, Architecture Incorporated, Henkel Electronic Materials, LLC, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. Thank you to all of those businesses. Please support your local businesses, and they'll continue to support Lynx TV.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. And like I said, we're about a minute and about 15 seconds away to start the second half. Your Lynx are up 27-16 in this 11 AAA matchup that we're looking at. Guys, you called that first half. I was standing right beside you, and you guys did a really great job. What's your take on this first half, Mike?
Well, I think Rapid City, everybody had their own expectations of what was going to happen, and I think Rapid City came in and changed a lot of minds. They controlled the football. They ran it very well. They didn't get in, but I think they established, that they're better than their record shows right now, and they're gonna kick off here, and they gotta shut Brandon Valley down right now.
And Eric?
Yeah, Rapid City Central right now on this kickoff and this first drive really needs to answer the bell because they've been doing good things offensively. They've run the ball well. They may be down to just one back now, but the backs run hard. They're hard to get a hold of. They've had success offensively. They've made some different adjustments against Brandon Valley, and Brandon Valley has really answered to those adjustments, and they really got their offense rolling there in the second quarter.
Well, there you go, folks. We are listening to two former great coaches that I've heard about for a long time here, and we're just proud to have these coaches up here with us coloring this game. We have Peyton Egan and Noah Thompson. They're going to be back moving right to left, and there's the start of the second half. It looks like Egan's going to take it at about the 10-yard line. He's going to move up. Noah Thompson's going to kick a block for him, and he's going to bring it out to about the 25-yard line, and that's where your Brandon Valley Lynx offense is going to start out. The Lynx look like pretty much in the first half, like you coaches said, they established to run a lot a lot. The Cobblers kind of stacked the box, and you guys pointed out, especially on that last drive where Skolton missed that deep shot there. There was no safeties high, and that's what you get for stacking the box. And you're going to have Thuy at quarterback number 12 for the Lynx. He has 2 running backs to his left and right, and he's going to give it to Jordan Johnson with a lead block. That offensive line is certainly bulldozing everything tonight onto the Cobblers.
That offensive line is so impressive. I mean, play after play after play. They're so consistent. They get downfield.
Jackson Fairchild, not before Brandon Valley, first down.
And so that's going to be a first down for your Lynx. They're going to move the chains up to starting at about the 42-yard line with the Lynx. Thuey's going to go under center, it looks like, with an I formation, that ISO formation, 1 receiver to his left and right as he moves Carroll from his right to left. He fumbles the snap. That's Thuey. He's going to run, and he's going to gain a first down and more, and he's going to be brought down by number 14. That's going to be Jace Anderson, I believe, the linebacker, as the Cobblers run let's just say usually have a 3-4 defense.
Yes.
As I'm looking at the sheet in front of me that Coach Mike developed up here, thank God, is they're running a 3-5-3.
Yeah, that's the old Chicago Bear defense that they're running.
And Thuey's going to be out of the shotgun. He's going to have 2 running backs with him. They're going to give Johnson with a sweep off to the left. He's going to cut back. It looks like there's a flag on the play. And what do we say with that, coaches? Do we say it's going to be a hold?
I would
Definitely
think.
be a hold.
Yeah, I would think it would be.
Right at the point of attack out there, when Jordan went to dip in and he dipped back out, the flag came right in about where his feet just left.
You know, the nose guard, Brock Compton, he went out 2 plays ago, and, right now the center from Brandon Valley, Brady, is just handling the nose guard all by himself, which means your 2 offensive guards are free to go after linebackers. Nobody has to chip off that nose guard.
Offense, number 13.
And that's going to be a hold on number 13, and that's going to be Brady Giles, I believe, the wide receiver for Brandon Valley. And so that's going to negate the big run by Jordan Johnson. Jordan Johnson really has gained some big yards tonight, especially every time he's touched the ball. I formation for Thuey in your Lynx offense. They're going to give Johnson again off to the right. He's going to scamper all the way across the 40 up to the 45. He's going to be brought down by a host of Cobblers. I think that's going to move the chains. What do you guys think it is?
Yep, there they go. Yep.
All right, so that's going to be the second first down of this drive for your Lynx. And the Lynx are looking like they're going to try in this second half, folks, to try to drain that clock. You do not, in this type of game, and these coaches beside me, I think will mirror this, is that you don't want any big injuries here, especially to your starters. They're going to try to drain this clock, get another touchdown on the board, some more points, and go from there. I formation for Thuey. He's going to give to Johnson again. They're giving a heavy dose of Johnson in this second half, and he's going to gain about 3.
Good news for Rapid City. Seth Davis has got his helmet on. He's running on the sidelines. I would be surprised if they bring him in on defense, but I have a feeling we're going to see him come back on offense. So that's good news for Seth. It's good news for Rapid City, too.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
He can run the ball really well, and he's a good defender. It looked like he probably had maybe a concussion. They were looking at his eyes a little bit with the flashlight. Shotgun formation for Thuey. He gives Johnson on the counter. The counter up to the right, and he's going to gain about another 3 to 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up the first third down of this second half for your Lynx offense.
Just when I said they wouldn't bring Davis back on defense, they did.
Here he comes.
So here he comes.
You're exactly
now it's
right.
really good news for Rapid City.
So we have our second penalty of the second half on the Lynx. I believe that's going to be a hold again, and so that's going to replay the second down, but that's going to negate that pretty good gain on second down, 4 yards.
You know, if I'm Coach Christensen, I definitely know what I'm going to work on this week, these penalties, because that's got to get shored up by next week.
Shotgun formation for Thuy with Carroll to his right. Skolton in the slot. He's going to drop back.
blitz.
He's going to maneuver to the right, and he's going to be brought down by about 2 Cobblers for the sack for the Cobblers. That's going to be the first sack of the game, I believe, for both teams.
Yeah. That linebacker came on a delayed blitz right up the middle, and he didn't have anybody to run through. He just ran right through a gap.
Yeah, I think, Eric, you know, I've noticed that too. When they show the blitz and when they bring those linebackers into the A gap, boy, Brandon Valley can see it, and they're prepared for it. It's that delayed blitz that you start double teaming, whatever, and then that guy comes in behind you. You don't even know he's coming.
Yep.
Shotgun formation for Thuy. He has his fullback to his right with Johnson's to his left. And there's the end around from number 10. That's going to be Langrock, and he's going to gain big yards. He's going to look to the end zone, gets a big block from Skolton, and he's going to be brought down about the 8 to 9 yard line. But that's going to be a big first down for your Lynx. 8:08 to go as he was shoved out of bounds there. 27-6, your Lynx over the Cobblers. It's going to be spotted at the 9 yard line, so it's going to be first and goal, Lynx.
Mike, you mentioned that nose guard earlier and how Brady's handled him so well. That nose guard is a freshman playing nose guard against a Division I recruit, Brady Copel. That's not a fair fight.
Shotgun formation for Thuy. He's going to roll right. Johnson with a big block, and he's going to pass it out to number 13. That's going to be Brady Giles, and he's going to be brought down about the 6 yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 3 yards, second and goal from about the 5 to 6 yard line.
Tackle made by number 4, Seth Davis.
Seth Davis is back in the game, and he's making plays.
He is. That's a good point. Is Seth Davis, you know, you look at the Cobblers on the sideline there, and you know they have about, like, I think Eric, you talked about 25 kids here tonight. I mean, if you're counting red hats.
Yeah.
All right. Under center is Thuy in the I formation. 2 receivers to his left. It's a fumble. Thuy going to be sacked for the second time on this drive. And that's going to be a loss of about 2 yards, maybe 1.
A botched exchange.
Yeah,
someplace there.
if I don't know if Jack ever had it carefully, and when I looked, I first thought he might have been pulling out a little bit too quickly. I'm sure Matt will get a hold of me once he watches films, and that's not the truth.
I see that they put on Twitter, Matt Christensen, they're talking about the head coach for the Lynx. They put on Twitter these coaches. So go on Twitter and go to Brandon Valley Lynx Football, and you'll see these 2 coaches in their picture. Hand off to Jordan Johnson. He's going to run in for, I believe, his second score of this football game, as Egan, his counterpart with him, has scored also. So that's a touchdown for your Lynx. 33-6 with 6:32 to go. And the third quarter, Brummels is going to be on to kick for the extra point, and Skolton to hold. Brummels sets, kicks up, and it's good. 34-6, Lynx over the Cobblers.
That scenario is exactly what the Lynx wanted to happen when they took that kickoff, and it was exactly the opposite of what Rapid City Central was hoping for there. They were hoping to get a stop, turn some momentum, and the Lynx didn't let it happen.
And coaches, you talked about how this offensive line is really, to me, I believe, and Harrisburg's going to rival them a little bit. We know that they're big boys up front, but this offensive line, starting with Nate Myers at left tackle, Andrew Bunkner, you have Brady Copel that you just touched on at center, Sam, how do you pronounce the last name here?
Waidula. Sam Waidula.
There you go, Waidula, and you have the massive right tackle in Navarro Shunke. Yeah, I mean, that's a big offensive line. I mean, we could sit here and do the numbers, coaches, and see what their average is. But I would have, in high school, I would have loved to run behind that offensive line.
Those guys are good. And they go hard all the time.
I haven't seen a great running back that didn't have good offensive linemen.
That's a
They
great
kinda
point.
Go hand in hand. And if I'm Coach Christensen right now, I think I let my starters finish the third quarter. They'll have a test coming up, and they got to get this holding taken care of. But I wouldn't sub quite yet. I don't want to run the score up, but at the same time, I want my starters to be able to, play a little bit more.
I kind of agree with you there, Mike. You got to get really good repetition and fix the little kinks. I know practice does that during the week, but you can never, ever really simulate a game in practice.
No, you
just
certainly can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
And you got to give Jack as much playing time right now as you can.
And they had last week. They had the same scenario at Mitchell where their starters were out by the end of the third. I know Skolton came in and played quarterback for a bit. Had a big run, I think, the first time he took a snap.
And your Cobblers are going to start out of the shotgun formation. There's a botch snap,
Yeah.
and that's going to be Ryan Wetch
Recovered by the Cobblers.
with the fumble recovery, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, the
But
quarterback.
yeah, and that's going to be a loss of about 6 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 16 from about the 10-yard line.
That's kind of a shame because they were running that counter play again.
They were, you're right.
They were just going to run that, and that was been their bread and butter so far.
Shotgun formation for the Cobblers it's kind of a pistol set with an up back fullback in front of the running back. They're going to give it to, I believe it's going to be number 24, and that's going to be Darryl. We've seen a heavy dose of Darryl.
Yep.
So that's going to bring up a third down, and where they started from at 2nd and 16, third down and somewhat manageable as it's about 3rd down and 9.
That Darryl kid really goes north and south, but he can juke you east to west really
Yeah,
quick.
he
I mean,
does.
it's not long, but then he gets going back downhill.
And hats off to their offensive line too. That first drive of the game, boy, they were coming down the field.
They were moving people.
Shotgun formation for Wetch. He's going to have two running backs, and he's going to pull it back. He's going to try to find number 1. That's going to be Saylor, and it's going to be incomplete. As I believe number 24, that's going to be Bisbee, I believe, on the coverage. That's Tristan Bisbee, the junior corner for Brandon Valley. Punt formation out for the Cobblers. Egan backed to about the 47, 48-yard line for your Lynx, as you see him on the field moving left to right.
Rapid City, that's a difficult throw because they take that Mars Sailor and they split him out to about Del Rapids, and that's a long throw for that sophomore quarterback. And that pass came up short too. So I don't know. I might bring Mars in a little closer.
Yeah.
Maybe by Venus or something like that.
Right. I agree with you. And was that a block?
Yeah, it was deflected.
A block
Yep,
punt?
yep.
Okay. So as it kind of shanked out to the left,
I didn't see who got a piece of it.
so the Lynx are going to start at about the 48-yard line. That massive offensive line comes to the line of scrimmage, I formation for Thuy. He has Egan deep in the I formation. He's going to give it to Egan. He's going to follow his fullback. He cuts up to about the 40, 45-yard line. One thing about Egan, coaches, is he just keeps on moving forward.
He's a little Braden Peterson-like.
Yep, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's a great point. Is we
Or Tate
saw
Johnson,
Brady.
either one of those
Well,
guys.
yeah.
They're both great.
Like Coach Kleinitz just said, though, every running back that's a good running back has a great offensive line. But wasn't it a pleasure the last few years watching Peterson and his counterpart? You had Steffel. You had a lot of running backs that were really great.
Yep.
Egan's going to find a hole, and he's going to bring it up and there's a flag coming from the far sideline, the Cobbler's sideline.
A lot of that, the fact that they have so much success running the ball comes back to Coach Bisbee coaching those O-linemen too. I mean, he's just done a great job for as long as he's been here.
That's a great point. As I don't know, is that his son, Tristan Bisbee?
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe
that is.
that made the great play over there at corner number 24 when the Lynx were on defense. So we got a personal foul, face mask on the Cobblers.
Number 68.
And that's going to be number 68. And that's going to be, let's see if we can find that number on there. 60.
Trent Farrell.
All right, so that gains a ton of yards, another 15 tacked on to about a 5-yard, or excuse me, about a 14-yard run.
It must have been a clear and obvious face mask because two officials 30 yards apart both threw their flags.
I was just going to say the same thing. I didn't know you were that smart.
Huey gives it to Egan. Egan's going to cut off the left side off of Navarro, or excuse me, off of Nate Myers. His big tackle, and I see a couple subs on that offensive line right now. I believe we have number 70.
Isaac Johnson.
Isaac Johnson in the game at right tackle.
6'1", 295.
And a junior.
For Navarro Shunky. So we already see some of the subs coming in on this 33-6 ball game. And this, as the Lynx keep on chugging along in this season, this is really I mean, they're in tune right now going into the playoffs. I formation, Thuey's going to drop back, play action. He's going to find his receiver, Giles. Giles is going to bring it up about, I believe they're going to spot it at the 6-ish yard line. Well, maybe the 5.
Yep, looks like he's on the 5 with his foot. Yep.
All right, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, Jack's doing a nice job. He's rolling out of
First
there.
and goal.
He's throwing that short pass and just taking care of the ball.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball where it should get thrown. I mean,
Yeah,
he's just really making good choices with it.
1st and goal for your Lynx as they did pick up the 1st down on that last play. I formation as Egan's deep behind Thuey. He's going to give it to Egan. Egan's going to bounce off to the right, and he's going to find the end zone. Oh, they're going to mark him just short as he goes out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. So we've seen a ton of Jordan Johnson and Egan, which we've seen all year from this offense. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal from about the 1-yard line. Egan out of the I formation, and they're gonna motion the tight end to the left. Thuey to Egan, touchdown.
Yep, he's in.
Lynx, and Egan goes in for his 2nd touchdown of the night, and that's going to make it a 39-6 ball game. 2:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. Brummels is on to kick the extra point. His holder all season has been Skolton, and that's Sam Skolton, the senior wide receiver for the Lynx. Brummels from Skolton, good.
Got it through.
And so that's going to make it a 40-6 ball game so far in the 3rd quarter, as your Lynx are, like we talked about, coaches. Man, they're real, and I understand. Nothing against the Cobblers, nothing against the Colonels last week. It's just the Lynx have built a tradition, and that started with you guys. That started way back when. This tradition, I arrived in this this city roughly about 12 years ago, and to see this program, the way Coach Garrow and you coaches have really built this Lynx program, especially the football program. We know that the basketball program's tremendous. We know all sports are really tremendous with the Lynx, but this football team, to remember, most of the time in the AAA, in the Metro Conference, we have about half the student population for most teams. So that's great that we're able to do this.
Yeah. Right. When I came here in '82, the first thing I did prior to taking the job is I looked at film of the '79 and '78 state championship team of '79, and this town already was a football town. So I mean, I didn't start anything. I just continued what Glenn Stellivel and those guys did, and made it a little maybe more exciting with the option than 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But, you know, that tradition was already here. Brandon and Brandon Valley have always been a great supporter of football
Yeah, it's a
and all
football town.
athletics, really.
And it's just a pleasure to have you guys here. And I know the fans, if you're watching on Alliance Communications or Lynx TV on YouTube, it is a pleasure to have former coaches up here for the Lynx. And that's going to be Wetch. I'm sorry. He's going to give it to his halfback, and he's going to be met by 2 to 3 Lynx. I don't know if they were linebackers. Kind of looked like they were undersized there. Linebackers in the backfield.
Well, he was met at the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden he was tackled on the sideline, so I'm assuming he must have got loose somehow.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up a second down in about 12 yards to go. And they're going to start on second down from about the 22, 23-yard line. Shotgun formation for Wetch. He's got his running backs left to right. They're going to give it to, I believe that's going to be Darrell again. Am I correct? No, that's going to be number
Davis.
4.
That's going to be Davis's back.
Seth Davis. And like Coach Klein has just said, he came off the field in the first half. He was down for quite a while there at midfield, and that's great to have him back.
Yeah, I when he came out at halftime and he had his helmet in his hand, I was kind of confident that it was not a concussion because they wouldn't let him have his
No,
helmet.
they'd take his helmet away, and he would not be back in the game if it was a head injury.
High formation for the Cobblers, 2 receivers to his right in a big hole. He's going to bounce it off the tackle, but there's a fumble, but I think he's going to recover it, and that's going to be Darrell. But that's going to gain a first down. That's going to move the chains for the Cobblers.
They have some bright spots to take away from this game. They really do.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Coach, is that you know, the positives that the Cobblers have to take out of this is that there are some drives that the Brandon Valley Lynx defense is pretty stout.
Yeah.
We've seen them in football games give up 0 points, 6 points against some heavy competition. And that's going to be given to, I believe, this is going to be a new ball carrier. That's going to be Darrell again.
Darrell on the carry.
And I believe, coaches, you talked about how a lot of these Cobbler players have to go both ways. And that's tough. We know that, especially as we boil down to the start of the fourth quarter. That really wears on you. It has to, especially, you know, on a cold night. It's a little bit slippery out there. We've seen a lot of, you know, the moisture a little bit in the air. And that's going to be Darrow again, and he's going to be met by a host of Brandon Valley. That's going to be 2 or 3 defenders.
Pressure
I believe it's
right off the edge there to start that and misdirect him. It's huge.
And I believe that's going to be number 66, and that's going to be Aiden Caston on the tackle, and that's going to bring up a third down and about 2 when we start the fourth quarter. So your Lynx at the end of the third quarter, 40-6 in this AAA matchup. You know, we talk about how the Lynx. Do we call Brandon a suburb? Is that what we call it?
It's a Garrettson suburb.
There you go. There you go. And how Harrisburg and Brandon Valley, you know, have really stepped it up. We talked about half the population of these other big schools, Roosevelt, and now Jefferson jumping in the mix, Washington and Lincoln, and so you see these schools, and to have a community that comes out and supports like this, and to have the numbers. Look at these numbers of student athletes that are on this sideline. It's just tremendous.
Well, and I think, you know, winning breeds winning. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we always talk about losing teams breed losing, but you know, one of the things that I always am proud of is back in '89 when they decided to move us out to Double A, which was the big schools. The kids in the community accepted the challenge. I mean, there was no doubt we were going to go up, and you know, we ended up moving to the big class and winning it 2 years in a row. So, and you don't do that unless you got the support of the parents and the school body and things like that.
Right, and the Booster Club is tremendous here in Brandon, and it's just been a good feel ever since I moved here, coaches, and I appreciate all you guys have done. And so There looks like they're going to pick up a first down. That's the Cobblers as Seth Davis scampers up to about the 40. We'll just mark it at the 44. Or excuse me, the 37. First down and 10 for the Cobblers. Wetch, just out of the reach of the defensive back. Completed pass to number 1.
He threw it behind the DB. You had in front of him.
I think there was a pick six in somebody's mind there, because he just whiffed on the throw.
Flash of lightning just went by. What happened?
You know, and I think the other thing right now is, you know, Rapid City's moving the ball, and we understand that, yeah, it might be the second team for Brandon Valley, but Rapid City doesn't have a second-team offense.
That is true.
No, they're not going to sub down much.
They have to keep these kids in.
Wedge out of the shotgun. He's going to have 2 running backs each side of him. He's going to give it to Davis. Davis is going to cut up the middle, and it's a big gainer. It's going to be another first down for the Cobblers. They're going to move the chains from about the 28-yard line. They're going to bring it down all the way down to, let's just say, the 11-yard line, and that's going to be a 17-yard gain. Brings up a first down for the Cobblers. If it's your Cobblers, if you're watching
Yeah.
from out in Rapid City. I heard you guys got snow this week.
They can keep it.
Yep.
And I formation from Wedge. He's going to give it to Darrow, and he's going to gain nothing as about 4 defenders are right in on him. 4, I believe. It's a no gain. Well, they're gonna bring it up to about the 15-yard line, so it's a gain of 1. Second down and 9 for the Cobblers. 10:20 to go in this ball game.
You know, the Cobblers really need to score. That's going to boost their confidence going into next week's game against Stevens.
Makes the bus ride home a little better.
Yes, it does.
Wedge to Davis. Davis is going to cut up. He cuts against the grain, and he's going to bring it up to about, let's just call it a 3-yard gain, I believe. And so it's going to bring up a third down and about 7. It's a 2-yard gain. My apologies. So 3rd and 7 from the 13. They can still get a first down on this drive. I believe they will go for it on 4th down like they did in the first half on the first drive.
Most definitely
And
they'll go.
I see no need to try to go to the end zone. Get half of this right now. There you go.
Half.
That's a good play.
And there's a touchdown, and that's Wedge to Sailor. That formation has worked quite a bit as they went trips to the right, and they came back to that single coverage. Usually, coaches, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. When there's a trip side, we're talking about 3 wide receivers to one side. You're usually in a cover 3, right? And then you're probably a man coverage
on the back side. Yeah.
So that's just a good play call by that coaching staff.
Well, I think you know, your defense also sees they have 3 receivers over there, and it's like, okay, they're going to throw it over there.
Yep.
Now they're going to go for 2.
And the kid ran a really good route, though, too.
Yep.
I mean, he got himself open.
Wedge with Darrow. He's going to draw that counter again, and that's going to make it a 40-14 ball game. As your Lynx are going to get the ball back here. That's a long drive for that Cobblers team.
They run that counter really well. We've said it before, but they know how to block that. They have confidence in how to block that counter play, and their backs know how to read it.
And Wedge, he's played pretty well. I mean, those throw, there's not a lot of fire underneath the throws,
Right.
okay?
Correct.
But he's getting the ball to his receivers. And Sailor has caught the ball tonight.
Yeah. Anytime you have a sophomore playing AAA quarterback, you know.
And we've got 2 of them tonight.
Yeah, we got 2 of them tonight.
That is
you
true.
know, it's a learning. Every week is a learning situation.
Yep.
Right. And number 33, that's going to be, let's see, Jackson Vandermunson on to kick for the Cobblers, and that's going to be number 21. That's going to be Delvin Spears-White back with, let's see if we can see the number to the right here.
tell.
But it's going to be Spears that's going to pick up the ball. He's going to bring it out to the 20, hits to the 25. He's going to scamper up. Oh, he's breaking loose. He's going to get to the 40, 45. He's going to get to the 50.
Wow.
Still going and he's going to bring it down to about the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it. Let's see what the side judges are marking at. Actually, about the 42. Am I correct, Coach?
Yeah, it looked like it.
All right.
That was a heck of a run. I watched him last week against Mitchell, too, and he was really impressive.
And that's going to be Delvin Spears White, and he's going to be a sophomore. He's a running back, linebacker for your Lynx, so we could see a lot of him in the future.
Yeah, he didn't want to get tackled, that's for sure.
Number 18, that's Carter Labrie, the new quarterback for your Lynx. He's going to give it to
Delvon there.
White, and he's going to try to get to the outside. His speed gets him to the outside as he outruns a host of cobblers. He's not going to pick up the first down. He's going to gain it about, they're going to mark him out, gain of about 4 to 5 yards there. So it's going to bring up a set. Well, they're going to say 7 yards.
Yeah,
so it's
about 3 yards short.
Yeah, 2nd and 3 for your Lynx. And like I said, Carter Labrie's in the game, and guess what he is, folks?
He's only a freshman.
He is a freshman. We just talked about sophomores up here. Wow, we got a freshman in the game.
6 foot, 155 pounds.
I'd probably load this box. I don't know if I'd even have a safety. And they do. They have everybody in the box.
Oh, they got one back there.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a timeout. It's going to be the first timeout of the second half for both teams. It's going to be Brandon Valley. You know, coaches, when you have new guys in on the field and they don't get a lot of playing time in these games, things kind of get bunched up a little bit, and sometimes your folks at home are probably asking, well, we're up 40 to 14.
It happens a lot, though.
Yeah,
it happens a lot when you're running your JV group, offensively or defensively. You end up almost always taking a timeout to make sure we got everybody in the right place.
Yeah, and they're wondering why. What are we doing? I mean, there's stuff we got to get done tonight still. This game needs to get over. So we're going to touch on the sponsors as this timeout happens. Your anchor sponsors are Avera Medical Group McGreevy here in Brandon, Sanford Clinic Family Medicine in Brandon, Service First Federal Credit Union, and Sanford Orthopedics. We'll touch on your founding Platinum and Pride in just a moment. And Labrie, like we talked about, the freshman, he's going to go under center, and he's going to have that number 21 we talked about, and Whitty. And there's a play action. Big pickup by Whitty. That was a key block by number 21, and that's going to be a completion.
Sam Knowles
came
out of the fullback spot.
And they've used that quite a bit tonight,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yep.
It was at number 82, Coach? Micah Nelson.
Yep, Micah Nelson
He's
did.
a sophomore. He was the fullback in the first half.
And Giles, too.
Yeah, they had a couple catches in that first half.
Yep.
So I kind of like that because the linebackers don't usually look for that fullback to go out on a route.
They expect him to be lead blocking on that power play, and then they play action that and throw it out in the flat.
3rd down and 1 for your Lynx as Labrie under center is going to give it to Whitty. Whitty's going to cut back, gain the first down and more. He's going to gain about 4 yards on that 3rd and 1 play. That's going to move the chains as the clock is going to start ticking as soon as they set those chains.
I remember there were times when we'd be in this situation, and I'd have to look at my sophomore coach and say, what's that quarterback's name again? Or I'd have to leave the sophomore coach call the plays because I didn't know the kids. I never saw them.
Is going to be a first down from about the 29-yard line. Labrie's going to be out of the shotgun formation. His fullback, he was moving a little bit there.
He got reset. He's okay.
And they're going to give it to Whitty. Big blocking from that offensive line.
Those guys block so well.
They do. And
it's a whole different group of them, too.
And you talked about, Coach Foss, you talked about how Coach Bisbee does a tremendous job, and he's been doing a tremendous job with that offensive line. And I believe he coaches the defensive line also, doesn't he?
I think no, I thought Ken Anderson was a D-line coach.
Okay,
I'm not sure, though.
Okay. Well, we know that Coach Bisbee does coach that offensive line, and he just does a tremendous job. You see kids moving on to college and playing football in college, and you know they're getting coached right.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt. And they do exactly what he wants them to do. Well, he's so big, I would too. But I mean,
except for holding.
yeah,
He doesn't want him doing that.
yeah.
Right. And that's going to bring up a first down and 11 for the Lynx with just under 7 minutes to go. I formation for LeBrie. Gives it to Whitty. Whitty's going to drive off the
Look at
it
that.
looks like he was going off the tackle, cuts it back in.
That's good vision.
That is great vision, like Coach Foss said, and that's going to pick up another first down, about a 13-yard gain.
He's a good back.
He really is. You really could put him in the ball game with the starters,
Yeah,
and
you
he'd
bet.
do well.
Yeah.
And and it is, that's an advantage if you can get, especially a young quarterback, to be with some of the starting linemen, so he gets protection.
Dreven Hodge
boy,
in
that
for
kid ran
Whitty
well.
now, as LeBrie's going to go under center. I formation, receivers left and right of him. And there is number 5. That's going to be Hodge. And it's just a luxury to go behind this offensive line.
Running back university here. They got
It
all
is.
kinds of them.
It is.
And they all look good.
Well, and they're all raising their hand now, saying, "My turn, my turn." It's
You see him on the sideline, right? My
It is.
turn. Coach, what about me?
It is.
I can get some positive yards in a varsity game.
yeah. This line is doing a great job too.
So as your clock winds down to about 6 minutes to go, 15 seconds on the play clock, second in about 1 yard for your Lynx. LeBrie with 2 running backs left to right him. It's a bad snap.
Cover it.
Let's see who's. It looks like it was bobbled around. The Cobblers, I believe, got it.
They're convinced. They do. So's the official convinced of it. Yep.
And
Yeah.
you're exactly right, Coach, as the Lynx turn it over. And I believe that is that the first turnover for the Lynx on this tonight?
Yeah.
All right. So first turnover for your Lynx. And the Cobblers, they've had 1 turnover also.
They fumbled about
They
the same
fumbled
position
the
on the field.
Yeah, so we're tied up in turnover. And you always want to win the turnover battle,
You do.
obviously.
I think if the running back would have just let the quarterback get it,
Yeah, they were kind of
they were
both
they were
scrambling
fighting
at
on
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Wetch, he's going to give it to number 24. That's Darrow. You've seen him a lot tonight carrying the ball. And you imagine if you gave Darrow that
Put
offensive
him behind
line for the
Copel and those
Lynx,
guys. Yeah. Yeah, he'd be a smiling kid.
he would.
There's that situation again. 3 Brandon Valley Lynx pick up the ball carrier, help him up. That's just a class coach.
Yeah.
I mean that's a coach that knows how to deal with young men and what's the right way to do it.
And Coach Kleinitz, you talked about that a couple times tonight. I know in the first half you touched on it, how the Lynx players on the sideline were kneeling down when there's a player, even from the other team, on the ground, on the turf, I should say, with an injury. That's just great sportsmanship.
It is.
And there's Wetch. He's going to give it to Seth Davis. Seth Davis is going to break a tackle. He's going to bring it up to about, we're going to call it the 38-ish, or excuse me, the 33-yard line.
Those 2 running backs for Rapid City Central are just going to be gassed on that bus
Yeah,
ride
they are.
home. They've
There's-
played so hard.
They'll sleep well.
40-14, as you're seeing on your TV screen, moving left to right in the fourth quarter. Cobblers, they're going to give it to Darrow, and Darrow's going to pick up the first down. He's going to move the chains. That will stop the clock again with 4:30 to go. Every time that there is a first down, they do stop the clock when they move the chains. Now the clock is ticking. 4:20 to go. Go ahead, Coach.
Back in that sportsmanship, I want to say to the parents, I tell you what, parents, you've raised some good sons, because that comes from you also.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great point, as they're going to give it up to Darrow. He's going to trip. I think that if we look at the turf, I probably, folks, you can't see the kind of the glow of the turf, but on these cold nights, kind of that turf, the moisture comes up a little bit. And there's a little bit, and we've seen some slipping tonight on that turf.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
For a long time, before this turf was laid on this field, everybody talked about how great the grass was.
It was great.
In
yeah.
Brandon, the football field, and hey.
Well, I'll tell you the secret behind that.
Go ahead.
My defensive coordinator was Tim Holman, who was Pam Holman's husband. He was the groundskeeper, and he was my defensive coordinator. So I knew we were going to have a good field. Yeah.
Did you make him? So tell me this: when you had a strong running team, okay, did you make him cut the grass a little bit higher so it slowed him down?
No, but I'll tell you a good story that we never knew. We were getting ready to bring in new goalposts, and all of a sudden we discovered that our goalposts weren't strategically in the center of the field, that they were off a little bit, which meant one side of the sidelines was further away and the other was closer. So if you have fast guys, you run that way. If you have slow guys, you run toward the sideline.
I swear that coaches do that. They have their groundskeepers cut that grass short and long depending on the opponent. Darryl, we've seen
another good run by him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Darryl in this drive. We've seen a lot of Darryl in this game from the running back position, and he's a tremendous running back.
Yes, he is. Yep.
This is a time of game where typically you would have number twos on both sides playing against each other, but Central just doesn't have many number twos, so their ones are still in there, and they're playing their hearts out.
Wetch under center, Darryl out of the I formation deep. He has two receivers to his left, gives it to Darryl. Darryl's going to scamper up about a 4 to 5 yard gain, and that's going to bring up a manageable second down for the Cobblers. We'll touch on these, our sponsors, our remaining sponsors. The founding sponsors are Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency Incorporated, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Food Store, Today's Family Dentistry. The platinum sponsors are Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communications. And finally, your pride sponsors are Architecture Incorporated, Hinkle Electronic Materials LLC, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. Wetch out of the shotgun. He's going to look for Sailor. Is it going to be picked off? It is not.
Incomplete. It's a good effort.
They have one receiver they go to, and that's number one, and that's Sailor. So it's going to be an incomplete pass. And we touched on, I know you coaches touched on in the first half how important our sponsors are that bring us, we're able to do this. So please, folks, you folks that are watching tonight and have watched in the past, go and support these sponsors at their businesses.
That's
please.
Important. Very important.
It is very important. As Darryl's going to run in, I believe, for his second score of the night, and it's going to make it a 40-20 ball game. My guess is the Cobblers are going to go for two here.
You know, here I thought I was pretty smart. I just watched that play again, and that's really not a counter play. That's a cross buck. Those two backs are crisscrossing, and they may do it again here. Now he's going to
play action off of it.
And there's a play action, like Coach said. It is incomplete. That's going to make it a 40-20 ball game. I believe that's where we're going to end up with the score. I hope. Okay, because I hope. Well, I'll let you guys take over that.
Well, I
tell me what they should do.
No, I think they're just going to kick off here.
Yeah, he'll let that freshman quarterback run some plays. I mean, I don't think he'll probably just kneel on it. He'll probably let him take some snaps and get a feel for it. But I don't think you'll see the ball in the air.
Well, it's been such a pleasure, and these coaches up here are going to be with us the rest of the season. Next week, as Harrisburg, I believe they're going to beat Jefferson tonight. We'll have to check the scores, but that's going to be a battle of the number one seed. Whoever wins that game is going to be the number one seed in the playoffs. Obviously, the loser is going to be the number 2 seed in the AAA. And the AAA is going to be fun this year.
Yeah,
that playoffs is going to be a blast.
Yeah. Harrisburg won 42-24, so they came back and kind of handled them.
All right, so we'll get your scores right after this kickoff by the Cobblers.
I wouldn't be surprised if he done just onside it. Yeah.
Well, you have a lineman picking up that onside kick, and that's going to be number 72, Easton Poppy.
Sophomore offensive tackle.
There we go. And so that should do it, as they should be able to drain the clock here.
Yep, they will.
And we talked about how Harrisburg won. Okay, why don't you touch on the other scores, Coach?
Okay, Roosevelt ended up beating Lincoln 49-21. Roosevelt is really hot right now. They're playing really well. They're a scary matchup in the playoffs when you haven't run into them. O'Gorman 46 over Huron, and Washington 45 over Stevens, 45-0, both of those.
Go ahead.
Nope, and then ours.
All right, so LeBree's going to kneel it, and that's
Oh, he
kind
did
of
kneel
the
it.
victory
Okay.
formation.
Yep.
That's what they call it, right?
Yep.
And so we're going to bury it down, that clock down to about a minute here. Your Lynx are still undefeated on the season, as they're going to win this ball game on this crisp Friday evening here in Brandon, South Dakota. The Lynx, they're going to move on to a huge matchup against the Harrisburg Tigers. The key to that game is that you fans come out. I understand some of you need to watch it on and listen to us. I get it, because we're so good. But we need you at this football game. We need it loud. We need fans here. The coaching staff needs fans. The players need these fans. And that's a huge, huge game, because we get to play it at home.
There's no doubt about the crowd makes. I mean, I had the pleasure of being at the Penn State-Iowa game last week, and the Iowa crowd, they were in it. And I'll tell you what, they didn't let their Hawkeyes down at all.
Harrisburg will bring a bunch, too, so we need to match them.
Yep.
That is true. So your Lynx victorious tonight, 40-20, as they still, like we talked about, they still are undefeated on the season. Huge matchup. I believe I'll have Coach Foss with me next
Yep, I
week
can be
and
here.
doing the color with me. And Coach Kleinens, are you going to be back for the playoffs?
Oh,
then?
yeah.
We have to do this.
My wife thought it was more important that I go to my son's birthday.
Well, hey, sometimes you have to listen to the wife.
Sometimes,
right? I mean,
sometimes, most of the time.
So for Coach Foss and Coach Kleinens, my name is Ken McEwen. It's been a pleasure bringing this game to you. Like I said, make sure that you come out and support your Lynx football team next Friday, or join us, because it will be colorful on here too. All right, everybody have a great evening. Coaches, final words?
It was a fun game, and Rapid City Central has nothing to be ashamed of. They played hard. If you watch the game between the 30s and that's all you looked at, I don't know if you know who wins.
Right, and
it just looked like two teams that were driving the ball.
You know, I think they're not going to worry about who they scored 20 points against. They scored 20 points against the Lynx, and they're going to use that as momentum going into next week. That onside kick at the end, I don't think the coach wanted to get the ball back. I just don't think he wanted to give it to the Lynx running backs and let them break one for another touchdown. So I think that was just, let's get this over. Let's just kick a short one.
They weren't trying to cover that. They